Hello everyone, this is Paul Forsyth, the saxophone professor at Northwestern State University. I have some tricks to help you practice your all-state etudes. This is for Ferling Etude number 11. It's in D minor. I have two practice tips and ideas for you. I'm going to start with the first one, which might be the most important, which would be intonation. This is a hard key for saxophonists to play in, the key of D minor or D major really, because you end up playing a lot of middle Ds, which is very sharp on the saxophone. High A's can be sharp on the saxophone. Low D's can be a little bit flat. It's just not the easiest key in the world to play in for intonation purposes. So ways to practice that. First of all, use a drone, use a tuner. Have a tuner on, use that a lot. I also like to use a drone. I like to alternate where I watch a tuner, but also on other days I turn on a drone. So I'm going to do the drone for you today. And I'm going to practice some different intervals within the scale of D minor. If you don't know the notes of D minor, it's actually quite simple. You just use the key signature you have there, one flat, and you play all other natural notes just starting on D. Okay, so here's the drone in our D, concert F. Also, etc. There's lots of ways to do it. Do it at different dynamics. Do it with vibrato, but do it with a drone. The other thing I want to show you is in this etude, I use the low B key when I play a middle D softly. When you have to play a middle D soft, it's hard to get that in tune. It's going to be sharp. So I often use that low B key. Okay, so let me show you the difference. Okay, you can hear drastic difference. So you need to decide which middle D's you're going to use a low B key on. The soft ones would be where I would start, and that's what I did. You can hear that on my recording. Go listen to my recording, see if you can tell which one I used the low B key on. So yeah, just stay on the NSU Saxophone Studio YouTube channel, and you'll see recordings of me playing these etudes. You can do the same thing with the high A. What I do with the A is don't add a low B key though. You add what I call 6, the third finger in your right hand. You put that key down. Let me demonstrate that. That makes a pretty big difference. And again, that's when you're playing an A soft. When I'm playing an A louder, mezzo forte, I don't need it. It's when I'm playing an A soft. It does make it a little bit more stuffy, but when you're playing soft, that kind of works. It almost makes it sound softer or distant. Okay, so those are two fingering things to help you, as well as just kind of playing in the key. Do it at different dynamics. Don't just do your long tone exercises in D minor at one mezzo dynamic. Do it at forte, do it at piano. Really get good at playing in tune in that key. Make sure you use a tuner. Okay, let's talk about musicality real quick. I find that one of the most important things with these slower Ferling etudes is making sure you know exactly where your phrases are, where they start, where they end, and what note you are going to lead to. I think a good way to practice phrasing and to play musically is always to have a point you're leading to. Music's going somewhere. Almost always it's leading somewhere. So you want to pick a point you're going to. It doesn't have to be a high note. There's often louder notes within any phrase, so pick which one exactly you want to lead to and then work on executing that. Then record yourself and see if you're doing that. Okay, I'm going to show you that example on one of these phrases, or at least on a portion of the phrase. But I'm also going to do that in a section where I hear a lot of students kind of miss what's written there, the word stringendo. So what I'm going to do is work on this third line, third measure. It says stringendo. Stringendo means to speed up. Okay, you're also crescendoing here, and you lead to the forte. But I don't want you to lead to that high C. What I'm going to do is lead to the middle D after it, which is where the decrescendo on my part starts. Now, you could decrescendo before that if you want. I just like to go all the way to that middle D. Okay, so let me demonstrate for you. So, tempo, here's your original tempo. Stringendo means to speed up. So I'm going to start at this tempo. I'm on the third measure of the third line, and then I'm going to speed it up. But I'm going to lead to that middle D, not to the high C. That's one way. You can also lead to the high C in decrescendo. I think both ways work. The important part is you make a decision. Okay, have an idea of which note you want to lead to. And it's not always right where the forte starts. Sometimes it's after that. It's not always just the high note. It's not always the highest note in the phrase either. In this case, it isn't. The high D is the highest note, but you're leading to the C. You're leading to the downbeat. Notes you want to lead to are often on strong beats. They're often an important note in the chord change if you're into theory. And they often have stronger dynamics written on them, or sometimes you have to decide you want to crescendo there. Okay, so figure out where your phrases are. Figure out what note you're going to lead to. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email, forsythp@nsula.edu. Enjoy. Happy practicing.